So later, some of your classmates also could watch. So as an introduction, okay, Roxanne, I said. So as an introduction, my name is Genesis Rimando. I'll be your coach or trainer for IELTS. It was supposed to be another coach. They made some last, because she's still teaching the 7 to 10 class for Sunday. It was supposed to be another coach. I think it was supposed to be Miss Eileen. But yeah, we had some conflict of schedule, so they gave me this class. I usually teach Fridays. I also had some Sundays. I just finished Sunday for batch 2, I think. Then I told them I needed to rest. But then what to do? It's okay. So I'll be your coach. I've been teaching IELTS since FI started. Way back, how many years now?
1 years.
4 years? 3 years maybe? 3 years. I teach English proficiency. What else? I teach business law, business history, and business planning in the MBA classes of FI. I'm actually an IP legal consultant by profession. My brother is the founder. He asked me to teach IELTS since I've taken IELTS when I wanted to take my master's before, when I studied abroad. So he was telling me, okay, it's good thing that because I have some experience, and yeah, and I teach English before. So he said, okay, teach IELTS during your free time. What else? I'm a BA Political Science major from UP Diliman. Yeah,
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
And I studied Masters in Law in Italy.
Wow.
Oh.
Pero actually mas maganda nga na it's English now. Nagtatagal magulo ako magtagalog sometimes, mas nahihirapan ako magtagalog. Pero oo. Pero hindi may time kasi I speak to my son in English. So parang oo, tapos syempre when you're at work, you speak English to with your
English.
colleagues. So sometimes
Yes.
ang rest day ko na lang, okay, yung mga colleagues ko na ibang kabayan, ayun, pero pag busy naman, hindi naman lagi. Tapos pagkasama ko lang naman anak ko, so laging it's English.
English.
Oo. So sometimes dito lang yung mga rest, yung pagkausap ko yung mga kaibigan ko, Tagalog, mga ganyan. Pero pag nagme-message ka rin sa Facebook, it's easier to type in English, di ba? Ang hirap
English,
mag-type in
yes.
Tagalog.
Correct.
Oo. Kaya ito. Pero mas gusto ko na puro Filipino. Sometimes may mga students kasi na ibang lahi. Mas gusto ko na Filipinos kasi there are times na talagang may mga words na nakakalimutan ko in English. So, I could teach better sometimes with a mixture of Tagalog, Filipino words, and English. Okay, back to IELTS. So, I think this is the smallest class that I have. Probably because of the economy, maybe a lot of people are maybe saving money, and maybe taking the IELTS is not their priority at the moment.
Yeah.
But the good thing is when you take IELTS, it's also like taking an English proficiency class
Exactly.
because you get to improve your listening skills. It's an all-around English class. Parang you get to improve your listening skills, you get to improve your reading skills. You're forced to improve actually. You're
Yes.
forced to
Reading
improve your reading
comprehension.
skills. Oo. Tapos writing also, you're forced to really develop your writing skills kasi it's an all-around communication skills combo. Tapos you're also forced to speak in English. Kaya lagi ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko, if you really want to improve your English communication skills, you have to live, eat, and breathe, and dream in English. Dapat ganyan. So it's a good thing na if they have children, they have to speak to them in English.
Yes.
If you have friends, better speak to your friends in English. Hopefully, if you're writing on Facebook, if you're chatting, chat to people in English. Kasi kailangan ganun. Kasi better if you speak in a natural way. Kasi 'di ba check nila kung ano yung fluency mo in English. Lalo na sa IELTS speaking. So if you want to speak naturally, and English would come out of your mouth naturally, you have to eat, breathe, live English. Parang ganyan, 'di ba? Sometimes if you're into Korean telenovela talk too much or into Japanese manga, so
Yes.
in my experience,
You
I
tend to
dream.
adapt.
You tend to adapt and for me I dream in Korean na, parang ganun. Kaya
Relate.
so kung sa English, kailangan rin na ganun din kayo dapat. So watch
Yes.
movies, read something na you're passionate about. Kasi you don't get to perfect naman your English language skills in an instant.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Practice.
really improve, you read on stuff na you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Kasi I cannot force you na, okay, go ahead and do the practice test on IELTS. That wouldn't work. Honestly
Yes.
speaking na, better na lang na, okay, go read some magazines. Kunwari kung you're into celebrity news, then go read or scientific journals. At least na-develop doon yung focus nyo na naintindihan nyo yung reading comprehension nag-i-improve kasi you're passionate or talagang interesado kayo sa subject. Ganun. Then after that, kung okay na sa inyo, doon na kayo dapat mag-practice test later. Pero anyway, during our class sessions, we will be having practice test. After each session, we will be having practice test. Pero wag kayong mabahala. If you get a low score, it's normal. So don't worry. It's normal kasi especially for us na it's been a long time since we attended university. It's been a long time na we've taken exams for that matter, di ba?
True.
It's been a long time. So, yung iba kasi, ang tawag doon, nawawalan sila ng gana na after I give them an exam, ang daming nagda-drop. Yun yung nangyayari sa akin kasi binibigla ko yung mga estudyante ko na mag-exam sila nung first day. Siyempre kailangan. Tapos yung iba parang, ayoko na mag-IELTS, si Mrs. na lang, yung mga ganyan. Yung asawa ko na lang ang main na applicant. Ako na lang yung support. Di ba? Mga ganyang bagay. Kasi mahirap talaga. Mahirap pagkuhan. Pero, ang maganda naman, pag Filipinos, since, anyway, usually naman, di ba, college graduate tayo, we have university degrees. At least, automatically, we get a 5 or 6 band score. 6.5, 5, 6, 6.5, automatic na yan. When you take the IELTS exam, na kahit walang review, automatic na 5 or 6 or 6.5, sabihin mo na. If okay ka naman sa reading comprehension, relax ka naman with speaking. Kasi there are some examinees na okay naman na sila. And Filipinos, automatic 5, 5.5, 6. Pag Arabs, it's around 4 siguro. Indians also, they're quite good in English.
Yes.
Lalo na the educated ones. They really speak well, even with an accent. So it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Siguro 6,
Accuracy.
6.5 din. Oo. But then, if you review diligently, say, if you allot an hour or say 3 hours per week, or sabihin mo na 5 hours per week, don't worry, your band score would improve. In a month time, 1 point to 2 points. So if at the beginning, say you get a 6 sa listening scores, after review ng 1 month, expect na you get 7 to 7.5. Yan rin yung sinasabi ng mga estudyante ko na, ma'am, especially when they contact me, true pala ma'am na parang kung talaga nag-review ka, you work hard for it, you would get the band score that you want. I think usually naman sa atin, if you're migrating, say, sa Canada, it depends rin sa age, di ba? Pero for, say, 35 to 40 years old, maybe they would ask you to get 7.5 pag general module, normal. Pero pag sa nurses, I think, or sa other medical profession, that's when they ask you to get a very high score, 8.5.
Yep.
Yun ang alam ko pag mga sa medical profession. Pero normally, pag migration purposes, it depends on the age. So, target is around 7 to 8 dapat. Preferably 8, just to be on the safe side. Para mataas yung points nyo.
Yes.
Depende na rin sa consultant nyo. Pero yun ang sasabihin nila 7 to 7.5 at least ang target nyo. Tama, no?
Yes.
Oh. Nakapag-schedule na ba kayo ng mga exams? Hindi pa?
No.
Oh,
Hindi pa.
not yet.
Pero wag kayo matakot na mag-schedule. may mga tao na sometimes, kahit mag-review kayo na after 1 month, schedule kayo. May mga tao naman sometimes natututo rin sila at nababagok na nauuntog once nakakuha na ng exam. May mga estudyante rin ako na they take the exam, tapos hindi sila nag-review. Tapos bigla sila mag-i-enroll sa FI. Mga ganyan. Tapos may target na sila na, ma'am, gusto ko lang na-improve yung writing ko. Kasi ang baba ko sa writing. So yun ang pinofocus namin. Tapos nung sinabi nila, bumalik sila, okay naman. So don't worry. As long, kasi my job is to point you in the right direction. Kasi you can do self-review actually. Kasi there are lots of resources online. Sa YouTube, you can watch YouTube videos.
Yes.
You can download references online. You go to the bookstore, you can buy a reviewer.
Yes.
Either may cheap reviewers, may expensive reviewers. Pero ang trabaho dito is to guide you and guide you. Then I would say na, okay, this is our main textbook. For those of you who received, I've sent a main textbook or a main reviewer.
Yes,
Explain
yes.
later. Tapos, may supplementary. Kasi at the same time, you have to improve on your grammar skills and your vocabulary.
Yep.
Basically, yung tatlong yun. Grammar, vocabulary, tapos yung other skills na nakasama dun sa main book. Yun talaga yung kailangan nyong i-improve. So, without further ado, let's proceed with the introduction. So, at least you would have a general idea on what the IELTS is. Okay, how to share. Maybe actually it would be a very, very fast class. Kasi it's better na later we will divide it. So, okay. So basically, as earlier mentioned, this would be an IELTS preparatory class or a master class. I think some of you haven't received yung introduction ko dun or because I made the syllabus.
Yes.
But we'll discuss that later for some of those who haven't received it. So we will know what our schedule is. So what is IELTS? Basically, IELTS will study how good your communication skills are. And it's an English test that's designed, you have to take this test if you want to study or work abroad. So IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. Usually, let's say Australia immigration, Canadian immigration, New Zealand, and UK, they would ask you to take an IELTS. If sometimes there are some territories, they would ask you to take TOEFL. It's the same style. So if you reviewed from IELTS, you're also ready to take the TOEFL exam because it's the same. It's an English testing, it's an English exam. It's a testing exam that is designed to test how well you are with your communication skills, with your English communication skills. Sometimes I think for Japan or Taiwan or Korea, they would ask you to take the TOEIC exam.
Yeah, TOEIC.
The TOEIC. And there's another exam also, a European
OET?
exam.
OET?
I actually forgot. But it's the same. It's the same format also as IELTS and TOEFL. So so don't worry. So once you reviewed for IELTS, you're ready to take also those exams. So IELTS is divided. You have two options, two modules. Actually, it's 3 modules. But basically, for immigration purposes, for school, for university, or normal immigration purposes, they would ask you to take either the academic module or the general training module. So what's the difference? If you want to study abroad, say, like for me, I wanted to do my master's abroad. Aside from GMAT, they asked me to take the IELTS exam. Sometimes, some universities also, if you want to study at an undergraduate level, they would require you to take the IELTS exam, academic module. But sorry, just put that on silent mode. Okay. But some vocational institutes and also some colleges in Canada, they would only ask you to take the IELTS general module. The IELTS academic, it's much more challenging than the general module. Then, so some also for academic, if for nurses, if you're planning to go to Canada as a nurse or let's say as a med tech, they would ask you to take the IELTS academic exam. And I think you have to have a band score of 8 or 8.5. So if you would know, so if you know some students say nurses in Philippines, they keep taking the IELTS exam because they want to get that high grade. So if you want to study at the vocational level, some colleges or universities in Canada or Australia, it's okay for them that you take the IELTS general module. Or if you want to just work or migrate to Canada, it's everything. It's just, or as a caregiver, you're only required to take IELTS general module. So once you go to the website of say IDP or British Council, you would be asked to choose what module you will what kind of test you will take. Would you be taking the academic test or the general test? So if you have a consultant, usually your consultant will say just take the general one. But if you're a nurse, your consultant also will say take the academic exam, the academic test. So the test result is valid for 2 years and a band score is awarded per sub-test. The band score ranges from 1 to 9, 1 being the lowest and 9 being the highest. As mentioned earlier, for us Filipinos, even if you don't review, anyway, our English is quite okay. Or if your English is quite okay, automatically say you can get 6.5 or 7, easy one. There is no passing or failing mark because it would depend also on your consultants. How many points do you need? Right? So if they would say you have to get 7.5 or 8 because you need this number of points to complete so you can pass, that it depends. So there's no passing or failing mark. Or sometimes even for some employers, they just want you to have an IELTS score. They don't care if your score is low or high. For some of them, they just need you to take the test. They just need to submit, probably they just need to submit that as a requirement. So it doesn't matter if your score is low or not. But maybe they would say at least get a 5, a band score of 5, because that's normal. It means you could understand English, you can speak English. And you can say yes or no, you can say good morning, and you can follow simple directions. So it's okay. So how is the IELTS band score calculated? So the IELTS test is divided into different exams. You have to take a listening exam, a reading exam, a writing exam, and a speaking exam. Then they take an average of your scores per exam, and that would be your overall score. So for example, you get an 8 band score for listening, then say for reading you get 7.5. Yeah, you get 7.5. Then for writing you get 7, and for speaking you get 7.5. This would be average, and the overall score would be 7.5. So this would be your score. Sometimes there would be immigration authorities who would say, or your consultant would say, okay, I need your overall score to be 7.5, but at least say your listening, it should be 8 also, and make sure that your speaking is 7.5. Sometimes they would require you to have those scores. So regardless, say if your reading is low, or your writing is low, sometimes they would say it's very important that your target band score in listening is like this, and your target band score in speaking is like this. So it depends also on the consultant. Then if you get a score or an average of 6.25, they would, your score will be increased to 6.5. It's rounded up. So if your overall score is 6.75, it would be rounded up and it will increase to 7. Then sometimes if your score is 6.1, it will go down to 6, and so on and so forth. Oh, class, if you have any questions, let me know. What else? Just feel free to interrupt me. If you feel I talk too fast, also let me know. Yeah, sometimes I have this tendency that I talk too fast, especially because I've been teaching this so long, so it's So I talk too fast also. So let me know. Okay? So this is a description of the band score. So if, for example, you get a band score of 9, it means your English skill communications level is you're an expert user. It means you have a full operational command of the language. Your use of English is appropriate, accurate, and you're very fluent, and you show complete understanding. So it means you got a really very high score. You speak fluently, you write beautifully and in an organized manner. Yeah, you can understand English. So if your band score is 6, you're a competent user. So for us Asians, no, not all Asians. So it's just for Filipinos because a lot of Asians, like, okay, Japanese, Koreans, Chinese, they're not that fluent. They would always sometimes, if they don't study, usually they would fall around 4 or band 5. Say for us, yes, if you're a university graduate, yeah, you can easily have band 6 or band 7. So no worries. But if you're targeting something higher, better be safe, you can get 8 or 8.5. Don't worry. With review, you really can get that score, that high score. And some people even got a perfect 9. So okay, how are the band scores for each subtest graded? So for the listening score, if you get to answer 40 questions. So if you get the perfect score, your band score is 9. If you have 1 or 2 mistakes, your band score is 8.5. So say 5 mistakes to 3 mistakes, your band score is 8. So it's easy to get a high score in listening. Then again for reading, for the reading scores, it's different. If you're taking the general exam, they have a different computation for the reading band scores. Also, if you're taking the academic test, the academic module, they would have a different also computation. But for the general test, say you got a perfect score, your band score is 9. You have 1 mistake, your band score is 8.5. 3 to 2 mistakes, your band score is 8. So don't worry, you just need to read a lot for reading. You just need to get used to reading because some of us, especially if we haven't read for a long time and we start taking the exam, we tend to black out. So it's good that you have to practice. You really need to practice reading. So for writing, you're asked to, so if you're taking the general test, there are 2 tasks. For the first task, you're required to write a letter. And for the second task, you will be writing an essay. So this, you will be graded this way. Like, make sure that you've organized your thoughts well. You have a central idea for each paragraph. You use a range of linking devices such as however, furthermore, firstly, secondly, or connective devices like that. You paraphrase. You do a lot of paraphrasing. You don't repeat words. Like for me, I have this tendency that I always say when I talk, basically. I have that tendency. So I would get a minus point because sometimes repetition in IELTS speaking, you get a minus point if you always repeat certain words because you have to paraphrase and use different words. But for me, yeah, sometimes when I speak, I always say basically at the end of the day, something like that. Then make sure that your spelling is correct. And grammatically speaking, it should be good. Your grammar should be good. Your sentence structures are written well. You use a range of grammar tenses. Sometimes if you just use present tense, remember if you're reading a children's book, it's very simple. It's all in present tense or it's all in past tense. And those are very simple sentence structures. So you get a low score if you write that way. But try reading essays written by university students from the university. You would see the difference, right? When you read a children's book, and between an essay written by a college student. So you would know like, yeah, you get a higher band score if you write that way, like a college student. Okay, for the speaking criteria, how do you get a higher band score? You speak fluently, you talk at length, you talk without pauses or hesitations. Like sometimes we tend to talk like, when we start, we start thinking, usually we start our sentences with, you would get a minus score if you do that. You talk without self-correction. Sometimes also I do that self-correction thing, but it's normal. You are able, they would understand you properly. It doesn't matter if you have an accent, by the way. In speaking, it doesn't matter. What's important is they would be able to understand you. The examinee would be able to understand you. You're very fluent also if you use linking devices. Linking devices, I've mentioned earlier some examples like however, furthermore, in conclusion, yeah. Lexical resource. You get a high grade in lexical resource if your vocabulary is good, you use less common vocabulary, you pepper your statements with idiomatic expressions. Like some sample of idiomatic expressions would be like, it's raining cats and dogs, like that. You use collocations or and you use a range of words. Sometimes you would say, you would savor the moment, or yeah, you use a range of phrases. You use metaphors, you use similes, you use hyperboles, like that. Grammatically speaking, your subject and verb agreement agrees. So sometimes it's basic, right? If your subject is singular, your verb also should be in a singular form. If your subject is in a plural form, your verb also should be in a plural form. But I think for us, especially for us, it's been a long time since we're in the UAE, and unfortunately, our nababarok, di ba, yung English natin. Kasi when we want, say, we have colleagues who doesn't speak English that well. We have Arabic colleagues, or sometimes, say, our coffee boy in the office. If you speak to them in straight English, they would look at you and be blank, right? So, ang ginagawa natin, we speak broken English. May mga estudyante ako, sabi ko, bakit ganyan? Kasi after, may mga estudyante ako na magaling sila sa, nung pinagsulat ko sila, okay naman sila magsulat. Kasi nakita ko okay sila sa grammar and everything. Tapos nung nag-English na sila nung sa speaking test namin, sabi ko, ano nangyari sa English mo? I didn't find any problems with the way you write, sabi ko. Siguro ang tendency sa'yo, no, ang mga colleagues mo hindi magaling mag-English, no? Kaya pag kinakausap mo na sila, kasi gusto mong mag-adapt, di ba? Kung para mag-adapt, yung English natin nagiging barok. Parang come, give food, parang ganun na. Pero university graduate kayo, alam ko na okay kayo sa English before. And ako rin, ganun ako noon. Nung galing ako ng Philippines, I know I could speak English well. But then when I started, let's say, communicating with different people from different cultures, from different levels of English, ang tendency sa atin is we adapt. And unfortunately, if yun yung napapalibutan tayo ng mga ganong tao, yung English natin bumababa. Kaya, pero pag nakita ko naman sa mga essay naman nila, okay naman. Yung sa speaking lang nagkakamali. So sinasabi ko sa kanila na okay, hopefully maalis yung yung inaga-adapt ka. Na sige, kailangan na ang kausap mo talaga is a true English language speaker. Imagine na you're really talking to an American. Imagine that you're really talking to an Australian. Don't imagine na you're talking to your coffee boy. Or sometimes kasi may mga estudyante rin ako na halimbawa mga caregiver rin, di ba? Na nagtrabaho rin sa bahay. Pero yung mga yan, graduate yan ng mga, di ba, sometimes teachers sila graduate sila ng mga English. Magaling din sila magsulat. Pero sabi nila sa akin, ma'am, kasi syempre yung mga amo ko, mga Arabo, ganun sila. nababarok yung English namin. Kaya nga, sabi ko, oo, napansin ko nga, saka ilang years na rin sila na ganun. Sabi ko, napansin ko, hopefully na try to practice more, sabi ko. Kasi I know you know the basic. Go back to the basics. Kailangan talaga to go back to the basics. And yes, that's it. Pronunciation, as earlier mentioned, it doesn't matter if you have an accent. What's important is make sure that you pronounce the words clearly. And when you talk, lift up your chin. Tendency for us with Filipinos is we have this confidence issue. And when we talk to people, we tend to talk down. Di ba? Our eyes go down, our mouth go down, the direction of our face, it nag-lower. Bumaba, pag ganun, yung angle. Bumababa yung angle. Sinasabi ko sa mga, usually, pag gusto mo talaga sa public speaking mag-improve, taas mo yung chin mo when you talk. Kasi di ba iba yung vocalization pag yung chin mo yan. So make sure para clearly. And at the same time, also, naapektuhan rin ng intonation. So sometimes when you talk, make sure na, okay, when you pause, it means na talagang tapos na kayo or, kasi may mga certain seconds, di ba? Na kailangan mag-pause, kailangan hindi mag-pause, make sure na maganda yung timing nyo. Kasi sometimes iisipin ng examinee, may gusto pa kayong sabihin, yung pala wala. So nabibitin sila. So dapat maganda rin yung timing or yung pang-phrasing nyo. Mga ganyan. Kasi ako rin may kausap ako dati. Parang, sabi ko, pag nagsasalita ka, parang bitin. Parang may gusto ka pang sabihin. Pero wala na. Di ba may mga ganun na kausap? Ibig sabihin, iba yung intonation rin nila. Mga ganyan. Or make sure if you're asking a question, it should be tataas yung stress after ng sentence. Mga ganyan. Tapos, maganda rin na dapat when you speak, especially with speaking, you have to speak in an animated manner. Anyway, we will be dividing each session. We will be focusing we will be focusing on each test. So from there, I will be giving you the tips and tricks. For now, it's just a general one. Okay, so how is the IELTS test divided? This is the format. You have 30 minutes of listening exam. Then from the 30 minutes, it's 10 minutes transfer time. You get to transfer your answers on a test of paper. That if you take the paper-based exam, huh? Then the listening test, it's the same for both academic and general. Then after your listening exam, say you will get a bathroom break, then they will be giving you your reading exam. So again, it's 1 hour of reading exam. Diretso na yung sagot nyo sa answer sheet. Then after that, again, maybe a break. Then maybe 5-minute break. Then you would be asked to do the writing exam. Again, it's a different format for academic and a different format for the general training one. Then the speaking exam. Sometimes the speaking exam is scheduled a day before these exams. Sometimes, say if you're taking these exams in the morning, British Council would give you a schedule for the speaking in the afternoon. Or sometimes also, say you would take this on a Saturday, listening, reading, and writing on a Saturday, you would be scheduled for speaking on a Sunday. Ganyan. Hiwalay lagi ang speaking. Kasi it's in the British Council office. Usually, pag listening, reading, or writing, may mga centers, di ba, na you can take your exam. There's a hotel, I think, across Barjuman. You could also take the exam there. May mga centers rin sa... Marami eh. Pag binuksan nyo na yung British Council website, marami kayong pagpipilian na center. Dalawa na ang format. You can take the computer-based exam and the paper-based exam. Pag computer-based naman, diretso na yan na 40 minutes na you answer yung listening while you hear, you answer directly also pag sa computer-based. Sa reading also, you answer directly. Sa writing, you type. Sa paper-based, you write. Ang maganda sa computer-based is, you don't need to write. You just need to type. And you get your score faster. Nakalimutan ko na if after a week or 2 weeks, immediately you get your score. You will know your score. So sometimes yung iba gusto nila na mag-computer-based. Pareho rin lang yung exam. Yung laman ng exam with paper-based and computer-based, pareho lang. Pero it's just the manner. Maybe baka ngayon it would be all computer-based. Maybe they're experimenting with stuff. I'm not sure if they, okay na, I think nagpapa-exam na sila ngayon. During the lockdown, they canceled the exams. I think okay na ngayon eh. You can schedule now. So for the listening test, if it's a paper-based, you have 30 minutes to listen and answer. Then, kasi sometimes, di ba yung sagot mo nilalagay mo lang sa scrap paper, you can transfer now sa answer sheet. So yung questions would be 40 items. Then, ito yung mga different types of questions. Multiple choice, matching plan map or diagram labeling, form and note completion, table completion, flowchart completion, summary completion, sentence completion, and short answer questions. We would all be discussing this stuff isa-isa sa next session. Kasi per session, as mentioned earlier, ayan, i-discuss natin ano yung mga types of questions, bibigyan ko kayo ng samples, tapos sasagutan nyo rin, tapos magkakaroon din tayo ng listening exam. Para lang ang tawag doon, lumusob na kayo bigla, di ba? Kailangan eh. Kailangan, wala nang pa-delay-delay. Okay. Yung listening section, it's divided into, listening test, it's divided into 4 sections. As the test progresses, it becomes more difficult. Okay, class? So section 1, it's a conversation between 2 people. It's set in an everyday context. So halimbawa ng mga everyday context, for example, a person asking a bus driver kung saan siya pupunta or magkano yung babayaran niya, di ba? Kasi two people yan. Or ikaw, if you want to go to your nasa ticket booth ka ng cinema and you're paying and you're asking what's a good session, where are the seats, yung mga ganyan, typical na, kasi it's everyday session, everyday life. Yun ang naman ang gustong i-measure ng IELTS eh. You could survive in an English-speaking country. So ang i-exam sa'yo is, they want to see na, how do you, okay, if you're listening to, say, tourist guide, or you're listening to, if you're studying abroad, would you be able to understand English? Yun lang naman ang pinaka-basic na goal. So yung pag-e-examan mo rin, yung materials na, yung types of exams that you would encounter would be, daily life. Section 2, it's a monologue set in an everyday social context. So in this case, say, pwedeng nakikinig ka sa isang tourist guide and na-explain niya kung ano yung Burj Khalifa, ilang floors, mga ganyan. So ang may encounter mong questions would be, ano yung sinabi ng tourist guide, mga ganyan, or ilang sections, ilang floors, gano'ng kabilis umakyat ng Burj Khalifa. Para ganun yung examples. Section 3, it would be a conversation between, say, 3 to 4 people set in an educational or training context. So maybe may mga 3 magkakaklase, dinidiscuss nila kung ano yung gagawin nila sa project nila. Yun ang papakinggan nyo. Tapos may mga follow-up questions later kung ano yung diniscuss nila. Then section number 4, monologue on an academic subject. Siguro may mga academic subjects, so maybe this professor would be discussing something about the history of course. Papakinggan nyo yun. Then may mga follow-up questions. Mas mahirap lang siya, pahirap siya ng pahirap kasi from here, dumarami yung pinapakinggan mo. And as the test progresses, yung vocabulary rin, mas mataas na level ng vocabulary yung maririnig mo. Yun lang yung kaibahan, kaya mas mahirap. Ayan, ano ang skills assess for the listening? You can understand main ideas, you can see what are the facts, you can check, you can recognize opinions saka attitudes ng speaker. Tapos you can follow, of course, yung development ng argument. Yun yung gusto lang nilang malaman. Okay. Sa reading exam, it's 1 hour exam. So it's 60 minutes. And you have to answer for 40 minutes. So say at least you allot 1 minute plus per question. And again, if you cannot answer that question in 2 minutes, move on muna kayo. Huwag kayo mag-waste ng time, okay? Move on, then go back to it later. Kasi it's better na at least yung mindset nyo, nag-assign kayo ng 1 minute, 1 to 1.5 minute per question. Kasi if not, kung nag-dwell kayo for 5 minutes sa isang question, tas madali pala yung madaling sagutan yung mga succeeding na questions, di nagsayang lang kayo ng oras, may chances na mas mababa yung grade ninyo. So at least make sure na allot 1.5 minute per question. So sa reading exam, you would be reading text, and total length of text would be around 2,150 words to 2,750 words. So that's around 2 to 3 pages of, say, when you're reading a magazine. So that's around na ganyan. Ganyan. Ganyan kahaba isang exam. Binigay sa amin to ng British Council because FI is partnered with British Council. So I'll also be forwarding some stuff like this to you guys. But that would be later. So ano yung mga types of questions? It's like the listening questions, but it's reading. So the types of questions that you would encounter during the reading test are multiple choice, identifying information, whether it's true, false, or not given. Usually, itong dalawang to, true, false, or not given, and identifying writer's views or claims, dito nahihirapan lahat ng estudyante. If they cannot perfect the reading exam, the reading test, it's because of these questions, this type of question, yung identifying information. So, bulk siguro nung tips na ibibigay ko would be regarding this question type. Kasi yung iba, easy na siya. So, matching information, headings, features, or sentence endings. Papakita ko sa inyo lahat yan, kung anong klaseng question type yan, at paano sagutin. May mga tips yan na sometimes, di ba, ito yung reading, yung text. Yung question na, first question, expect mo na may mga question types na yung first question na makita mo, yung sagot makita mo sa first paragraph. May mga question types naman na yung first question, yung sagot kailangan mo talagang ikutin buong article. May mga ganyan. So, you would know later kung anong klaseng questions na. Pag first question, alam mo na ang sagot makikita mo sa first paragraph ng article. Second question, at least expect na nasa first or second paragraph. Di ba, ganun yun may mga style yan, may mga trick dyan. Then, sentence completion. Sentence completion, of course, dapat grammatically and your spelling should be correct. Yun lang naman na importante. Pati summary completion, yung mga fill in the blanks na mga type of questions, yun, kailangan spelling and grammar is correct. Kaya nagbigay ako ng talagang reference na grammar na separately kasi kailangan yung i-develop yung grammar nyo. Lahat naman tayo nagkakamali sa grammar. So we have to really brush up on our grammar. Then note completion and table completion. So those are the types of questions for the reading test. If it's a reading test for academic, of course, the articles the articles that you would be reading or the text would be taken from books, journals, and it would be on a much higher caliber. Siguro yung mga vocabulary, it's much more challenging. Iba yung vocabulary, mas diverse, mas complicated. Ganyan naman tang academic. Pero sometimes may mga nakikita yung pag pinipresent ko na sa mga estudyante ko, yung examples ng say, a reading test from an academic exam and a reading test for a general exam, sinasabi nila sometimes mas madali pa nga daw yung academic. May times na ganun. So, don't worry. If you also want, you can also review using yung academic modules para lang mas mamasa yung brain ninyo, di ba? So, pag general naman, ayan, ano yung nahati siya into, it's divided into 3 sections. So, for the first section, it would contain 2 or 3 factual texts. Topics would be regarding relevant everyday life in an English-speaking country. Section 2 naman, it would be text focusing on work-related issues. So maybe you would be reading text regarding memo or maybe evacuation procedures sa office, mga ganyan. So section 1, you would be reading a text, say, job advertisements. Yan yung makikita mo. Section 3, longer, more complex text. So maybe may topic tungkol sa robots at work, or bee making. It's a general interest or something to do with health. Maybe now, something to do with health. Maybe now later, you would see some articles maybe regarding COVID because everybody knows about COVID. Or maybe regarding the, kung vaccination, should vaccination be, how do you say this, required? May mga ganun sigurong articles na mababasa niyo later. So text would be taken from notices, from advertisements, company handbooks, books, magazines, newspaper, and other official documents. Maybe mga official documents would be a memo from the government, a memo from the embassy or the consulate, mga ganyan. So again, ano yung mga skills na ina-assess for the reading exam? If you can summarize stuff, if you can check or if you can get the main idea in a certain text, you can easily pinpoint kung ano yung mga facts, you can read the details. Again, if you reading comprehension, so you can understand inferences and the implied meanings. And again, you can recognize yung opinion ng writer, anong sinasabi niya. And it's the same, it's like the listening exam also. You can follow the development of the argument. Yun lang ina-assess nila for reading. Writing exam, which a lot of students really find difficult. The writing exam is 60 minutes. So that's only 1 hour. And you're required to do 2 tasks. So for the first task, especially for the general test, you would be asked to write a letter. And that letter should contain 150 words, not less than 150 words. If you go below 150 words, you get a minus score. So at least, pag nagsusulat kayo ng letter, it should be around 150, 160, 170. Ang tawag doon, pag sa paper-based, you would be given an answer sheet. Tapos ang trick naman.
Excuse me.
Yes, Nova?
Yes. Yeah. Just want to ask how the words are counted.
Sa paper base?
Yes po.
Hindi nila kinakount isa-isa. Pag ikaw, pag nag-exam ka, lalo na pag nagpa-practice ka, di ba?
Yes po.
May susulat ka sa paper, ina-average mo lang. Halimbawa ito, per line. Per line, tinitignan mo na, halimbawa per line, nagsusulat ka per line, say, 10 words per line. I-average mo lang siya pag 10. So, 10 times ilang lines. Pag napuno mo to, at least, di ba, 10 times 15. 15 lines dapat yung laki ng sulat mo. O at least, add ka ng 2 para to be on the safe side, 170. Yan. Pag computer-based, automatic na yung numbering ng words. So you don't need to worry. Pero pag paper-based, ang trick lang nun is, alam mo kung ilan yung average number of words mo per line. Kasi, iba, depende naman sa sulat natin, kung malaki or maliit. Kung maliit, may mga tao na 10 words per line ang kaya. May mga tao na 15 words. So, estimate mo, kung 10 words ka per line, kung 150 words ang dapat mong gawin, dapat mapuno mo ng 15 lines. 15, 16, or 17 lines dapat yung napupuno mo. Estimate mo lang yun. Kaya sinasabi ko, dapat to be on the safe side, wag kang mag-eksakto ng 150. Lalo na kung puro ka estimate lang. Kasi wala kang time magbilang per word, di ba?
Yes, yes.
And wag mong gagawin yan, please. Wag kang magbilang per word. Gawin mo lagi na, ina-estimate mo lang. Ina-assume mo na, kasi na-practice mo naman na sa bahay, di ba? I-assume mo na, okay, kung nagsusulat ako sa paper na to, 10 words ako, 10 or 12 words per line. Dapat ang 12 words ko per line is 10, 15. Dapat naka 15 lines ako or 20, sabihin mo na. 18 lines ang napupuno ko. So, alam ko na safe na ako. Ganon. Laging ganon. Kasi, hindi ko naman talaga sasabihin sa'yo na magbilang kayo. Sayang yung oras nyo. Kasi isang oras lang yan eh. Lalo na sa essay, 250 words yung gagawin nyo. So, kung 250 words, to be on the safe side, o depende kung 10 words per line ka. Diba? Kung nagsusulat ka ng 10 words per line, check mo rin kung paano ka magsulat. Kung mas maliit yung sulat mo, tapos iba pa, syempre iba pa yung, hindi naman puro naman short yung mga words mo, diba? Sometimes may mga long words rin. So, at least average, sabihin mo na 8 to 10 words, na ganyan. So, lagi maglalagay ka ng extra. So, wag kang, mas maganda na ma-over ka kaysa naman ma-under. So, pag 250, at least mag 280 ka. 280 to 290 sa
Kasi na-mention niyo po earlier, di ba, may exam na sa computer-based. So, like for example, if dun sa exam, like dun ka mag-e-essay, so I think my average words shot.
Hindi, automatic na nag-word count siya sa computer.
Okay. Okay.
Wala, parang sa Word document, pag nagta-type tayo, automatic na may word count.
I think mas safe siya if computer.
Hindi, kasi may mga tao na magaling magsulat, mas mabilis sila mag-type, tapos yung thoughts nila okay. May mga taong old school na gusto pa rin nagsusulat. Kasi iba ang, pag nagsusulat ka with a pencil, iba yung smoothness paglabas ng thoughts mo. May mga taong ganun. Pero I think majority ng mga millennials now, siguro sa age ko, pwede, okay pa rin. Parang ako, nagsusulat pa rin ako by hand, tapos saka ko ita-transfer pag nagta-type. Ganon. Old-fashioned pa rin. Pero may mga tao na okay na diretso. So, tignan nyo rin kung ano yung okay sa inyo. Kung mas madali sa inyong mag-computer base, go for it. Kung pangit ang sulat nyo, go for a computer base. Ganyan. Madali na siguro kasi pwede ka naman gumawa ng bullet points pag ginagawa mo yung structure ng essay mo sa paper. Madali mo na i-fill in the blanks pag nagta-type ka na. So, maganda i-try ang computer base. Mas mahal lang yata konti. Siguro 100 dirhams ang difference. So, pag academic naman, ang difference sa task 1, sa academic, there would be a chart or a graph. Tapos, they would just ask you to describe what the graph or chart is all about. Yun yung mas mahirap kasi you have to say like, there's an increasing number of, say, COVID cases for the past 15 days. Ganun yung explanation na gagawin. Pero for task 1 for general, it's letter. For task 2, it's both. It's an essay. You have to write an essay and it's 250 words pataas. Sa writing natin, we will discuss ano yung types of essay questions, paano sasagutin yung essay questions, kasi may mga essay questions you have to give your position. May mga essay questions you don't need to give your opinion or your position. You just need to write what would be the advantages or disadvantages or ano yung positive or negative effects, mga ganyan na type of essay answers. May mga trick rin yan. So, lahat pag-aaralan natin konti-konti. Ika-cut natin siya into basics. Ayan. So, for the general exam, it's letter writing. So, it's either personal, semi-formal, or formal. If you would be depende sa task. If they would ask you to write a letter to a friend, dapat personal. But then, and the rest, dapat formal. Kasi, sabi nila sa IELTS exam or sa writing for that matter, dapat formal ang pagsulat. Pati yung mga words, dapat formal type. They would frown upon, for example, the word kid versus the word child. If you would go for a Google search, sasabihin nila, a word kid, it's an informal way. Dapat ang gamitin mo child or children. Ganyan. Pag nag-Google kayo, formal versus informal words, yun, makikita nyo. So, dapat use also formal words. Anyway, I would also be giving you examples on that and further books. Kasi it's not enough. The 3-hour session that we would be having is not enough. So, kailangan ko talagang isupplement. And kailangan nyo talagang mag-work on your own. Again, ano yung skills na na-assess sa writing? Content. Nasagot nyo ba yung pinapasagot? Okay yung content? Na-organize nyo ba yung ideas nyo well? Nasusundan ba ng reader? Kasi may mga taong nagsusulat na they just, ang tawag doon? They just put an ending stuff, facts, na hindi organized well. Kaya naguguluhan ka. Para lang magkaroon sila ng sentences or nilagay na nila doon. So, sometimes sabi ko, kailangan yung i-organize na parang nagsusulat rin kayo in Filipino. If you're not that good in English, try to translate your thoughts from Filipino to English. Madadalian lang kayo. Balik kayo sa basics dapat. Accurate, yeah. Sinagot nyo yung, kasi may mga sasabihin doon na dapat yung letter nyo, it should contain this information, and this information. So, dapat accurate. Nasagot nyo lahat. Okay ang vocabulary nyo rin. Tamang paggamit rin ng words. Sometimes kasi may mga tao na may mga certain words na pare-pareho. Synonyms, di ba? Pero para lang mapaganda or maiba yung word, sinasaksakan nila ng same word, the same meaning, pero pag pinasok mo na sa sentence, hindi siya akma. So, tinitignan rin yan sa vocabulary. Again, basically, dapat tama na naman ng grammar. Lahat, sa writing test, reading test, listening test, kasi may mga sagot kayo na dapat grammatically correct. So, very important ang grammar, guys. Speaking test, ito yung hiwalay na test. So, 15 minutes lang siya, 11 to 14 minutes. It would be a face-to-face interview with an examiner. I don't know kung ano na ngayon kung paano yung face-to-face nila. Siguro baka meron na silang window between you guys. Kasi di ba with the COVID situation now, I'm not sure kung ano yung setup. Hindi ko pa natanong yung mga estudyante ko kung tanungin ko sila, yung mga nagkatitest lang if ever, kung paano yung setup ng face-to-face. Kasi ngayon, di ba, alangan naman nag-speaking test ka na nakamask. Maiiba yung rinig, di ba? So, baka malayuan. So, kailangan mas malakas yung boses. Or baka may divider na na-clear. So, maapektuhan rin yan. Speaking test, it's divided into 3 parts. First part is it's just an introduction or an interview. It's for 3 to 4 minutes. So, it's personal questions like, where are you from? Do you work or do you study? Do you have any family or siblings? Mga ganyan. What's your favorite color? Do you do shopping? Do you read books? What kind of books? What kind of movies do you watch? What are your favorite movies? Mga ganyan lang na questions in 3 to 4 minutes. Part 2, it's the long turn. It's basically you have to do a speech. So for 3 to 4 minutes, you would be given a task card. And sa task card, they would say like, okay, you have to talk about, say, a gift that you received. That's an example. Say they would ask you this, talk about a gift that you received. What was the gift? When did you receive it? Why is it special? So you have to prepare a speech. And you would be speaking for 1 to 2 minutes. Then after your mini speech, the examiner would ask you some follow-up questions. Yun lang. So for example, for part 2, they would ask you, the topic is about gift giving, right? Or gifts in general. Sa part 3, that's also connected. Parang ginawa lang nilang abstract yung gift giving. So, So sa part 3, ano yung types of questions na you would encounter? If your topic in part 2 is gift-giving, siguro sa part 3, ang topic nyo would be, say, how can gift-giving be good in an economy? Mga abstract or mas mahirap na tanong. So, or yung donation, pagbibigay ng donation ng mga countries sa ibang bansa, ganun yung mga type ng mga questions na ma-encounter nyo pag part 3 na. Laging connected yan sa part 2. So, pag ang part 2 mo is about, say, favorite subject in school or about education, sa part 3, expect ka na ng mas mahirap na question regarding education. Iko-connect nila. Na halimbawa, okay, what can you say about education nowadays? Or maybe, ito yung online sessions, maybe mga ganun na connected. Pero in a general or abstract term. Kasi 'di ba sa part 2, it's all about you. Sa part 3, gagawin nilang mas general yung question na mas mahirap. And it's question and answer portion na yun between you and the examiner. Ayan. Again, as mentioned earlier, ano yung mga skills na i-assess? So it's your ability to communicate your opinion or information regarding what you do in everyday life. Like, okay, sometimes kasi may mga tatanungin, ano yung routine ninyo? Ano yung habits nyo? Mga ganyan. So, i-assess sa inyo kung yun. You can speak English in a fluent manner. Na-organize niyo yung ideas nyo. Diba sometimes may mga tao na uutal na nagkakahalo-halo na yung sinasabi nila. Hindi na siya organized. So gusto nilang malaman, ma-check kung okay ba kayo when you're, yun nga, everyday situation. Diba? When you go out, when you want to buy something, you ask how much, mga ganyan, can you give me a discount? Can you do that? Mga ganyan. If you're in an elevator, can you talk with people and exchange ideas? Yan lang naman ang ina-assess nila. So, again, when you go for the speaking exam, it's make sure na ang mindset nyo, think of it like you're just talking to a friend para hindi kayo ma-pressure. Kasi gusto nila na relax naman kayo. So always think na you're just talking to a friend and you're exchanging gossip maybe. Pero iba lang yung topic. So you have to smile, be confident, look them straight in the eye, or if not, look at their noo. Ganun lang. Okay, ano yung tips on the day of the exam? Basically, dapat you should have slept and eaten well. Don't try new foods before the exam. Kasi 'di ba baka ngay magtae kayo. Relax. Dapat happy kayo before the exam. Kasi studies have shown na if you're happy before taking the exam, you get a higher score. Make sure na you're well hydrated. You're allowed also to bring a drink anyway, a clear drink. So sometimes may mga water kayo, empty water bottles. They would ask you maybe to remove the tawag doon yung brand. Kasi kailangan clear, makita na lang clear na paano wala ka na cheat sa IELTS exam, di ba? Make sure na you arrive early or if not, before the exam, na-scout nyo na kung ano yung location para hindi kayo stressed. Ayun, there would be some bathroom break, so try to use those extra time that they would ask you. Go. You're not allowed to bring in your phones. You're not also allowed to use smartwatches. So they would ask you to remove that. Bring a pen, pencil, and eraser with you, even if it's a computer-based exam. Kasi diba, sometimes you want to try, if you want to write notes, you would also need those. So always bring pencil, a backup pencil. Always have a backup. Bring your ID, because if you haven't brought your passport, I think passport. Before, it's just passport. Nagtanong ako sa IELTS, kasi sometimes, di ba, hindi naman natin hawak yung passport. May mga ibang tao, hindi nila hawak yung passport. Just make sure if Emirates ID is okay. Pero last time, I asked, pwede ang Emirates ID. Pero when I checked their website, sabi naman nila, it should be the passport. So make sure, double check. Ano pa? Again, it's very important to listen to the instructions. Lahat. Later, pag magte-test tayo, yung mga sample test, lagi kong inuulit sa mga estudyante ko. Go back to the instructions and follow them. Kasi kung hindi kayo sumunod sa instructions, baka mas zero scores pa kayo. Magkaroon pa kayo ng zero na score. So always go back to the instructions and follow them. There would always be a clock in front of you anyway during the testing center, during the test. And if you're taking the computer base, there's a timer at a clock, digital clock anyway on the computer. So you would know how many minutes more, how many are allotted. Ano pa? If you have a certain disability, you have to inform British Council or IDP beforehand. Kasi matutulungan naman nila kayo. For mga halimbawa, di ba, if you're using a hearing aid, mga ganyan, or maybe if you have a disability with your colorblind kayo, or yeah, just mention. Again, be focused and be calm. Just be relaxed before the exam. Yeah, pray and be relaxed. And don't worry. Ganun lang dapat. Dapat relax kayo lagi. Of course, never cheat. Dictionaries aren't allowed, and you're not allowed to take the test paper home. Even the scraps, you just leave them there. So for the IELTS listening exam tips, make sure na your headphone is working. Anyway, there would be a time that they would ask you like, okay, check if your headphone is working, and if it's not working, make sure na you can really listen to it properly. Kasi if not, you have to raise your hand. Sayang, di ba? Sayang 1,000 dirhams plus. So make sure na gumagana ng headphones nyo. Focus, kailangan lang. Basahin nyo na lang to later. Pero kailangan naka-focus lang kayo. They will give you time anyway to read the questions before each recording starts. Kasi yun naman ang tips eh. Yun ang pinaka-trick pag sa listening exam. Basahin nyo muna yung mga questions para ready kayo. Pag nakinig na kayo, alam nyo na kung ano yung mga sagot na hahanapin nyo. And they will give you time anyway. They will give you the time to read the question exams. So don't worry about that. Reading exams, again, as usual, follow the instructions always. Again, kanina di ba na-mention ko na at least pag hindi nyo na masagot, move on muna kayo. Lalo na pag if you feel na you've spent more than 3 minutes sa isang question, 3 to 5 minutes, move on muna kayo. Then later balikan ninyo. Dapat kasi ang target is 1.5 to 2 minutes per each question dapat. Always keep your eye on the clock. Kailangan yan. Huwag kayong mamaya nasobrahan nyo na, ang dami nyo nang na-miss, di ba? Tapos doon na kayo magpapanik. Tapos nagpanik kayo. Reading pa lang yan, tapos mamaya pag nagpanik na kayo, panic mode na rin kayo sa writing. Tapos mamaya hindi na rin kayo makaisip pag nag-exam na kayo ng speaking. So always be relaxed lagi. Always look out for paraphrases. Lahat naman ng exams, there would be a lot of paraphrasing to be done. So look out for that. And the good thing also about your textbook or the main review book that I'm giving you, it would build up on your skills that you would need for the exams. So it would build up on your paraphrasing skills, additionally, grammar, mga ganyan, giving directions, pronunciation. So it's very important talaga that you answer yung main na reviewer na binigay ko sa inyo. Writing tips, make sure na you stick to the word count lagi. For writing, say letter writing, allot 20 minutes. For essay, allot 40 minutes. Mas maganda na mag-allot kayo ng less sa writing kaysa sa essay. Kasi ang letter is 1/3 of your grade and the essay is 2/3. So dapat 20 minutes, 40 minutes, nga ganyan. May message, teka. Baka may classmate kayo. Ay, iba. Okay. Ano pa? You can, if you run out of paper anyway, you can ask for more. Don't be shy. And you're not allowed to bring home any paper. Ito yung, basahin nyo na lang itong mga tips. We will not go through them one by one. Kasi anyway, I'll be sharing the PowerPoint with you. Every after session, may link akong ipapadala nung recording. Tapos may link, ipapadalahan ko rin kayo ng mga, yung materials, like the PowerPoint that we've discussed. Para if you want, you can review it. Okay, as usual, Okay, stop sharing. Okay, any questions? Mute, unmute. Paano ba mag-unmute?
And
Class,
so far.
none so far. Okay.
None so far.
Let's discuss yung maaga ko kayo i-dismiss kasi talagang maikli lang talaga ang first session natin kasi introduction. Next session mas baka masobrahan pa kasi maybe we will do 2 practice exams if we have time. Usually it's 1 practice exam for listening, but if we have an extra time, we do 2 practice exam for listening. Mga ganyan. Tapos additional na naman on your own. So let's go through the materials that I've sent. Kung hindi kayo nakatanggap ng materials last weekend kasi nagpadala ako ng email, make sure na forward nyo sa akin yung email nyo on WhatsApp. Kasi i-forward ko sa inyo yung materials. So let's discuss yung materials. Teka.
Yeah.
Course outline. Ano ba akong course outline? Hindi yan. Sana yung course outline ko?
Ito po ba yung course description po?
Oo, may pinigay akong course description sa inyo, no? Basahin nyo na
Yes
lang
po.
yan. So basically, we have 6 sessions.
Yes.
Saan kaya yun? Nawawala ko. Bakit wala dito sa aking hindi nakasave? Ang weird. Teka lang. Course description, hindi naman to akin. Ito, okay. Share. Share tayo ng screen. Nasaan na siya? No. It's not showing. Teka lang, class. Why is it not showing? Okay. Delete. Teka. Until now, parang... Yan. Wait. It's not showing again. Share. Okay, there. Okay. So I've sent this previously to your classmates. So if you haven't received it, anyway, I'll be forwarding it again. You would get a certificate after this course. But it's not important. But some students, they like to have a certificate. I don't know why. Pero kasi it's what is important is you get the exam, di ba? And you get the scores you want. Pero I think yung certificate, sometimes pinapakita nila sa mga loved ones sila, mga ganyan. Or may violet sila na nag-support sa kanila, pinapakita nila yung certificate, may mga ganyan. So, you get an FI certificate, it's in a digital format. I think it's free also, they will print it out, I'm not sure. Pero delivery lang is not free. Or you can go to the campus and you can get your certificate there. It's part of the amount you paid, I think. I'm not sure kasi this is an online class. If it's a face-to-face class, the certificate is free. But here they would give out a digital certificate. So I'm not sure. Anyway, we have the admin with us on WhatsApp. So you can just ask your questions there. If yung print out, it's included already with the fee.
Yes.
So, ito yung description ng course, so on and so forth. Discuss naman na natin. Week 1, it's introduction and English proficiency assessment. Yung assessment ko, ipadala ko sa inyo later. Kasi nawala ko yung files. Pero, hopefully, short lang siya, 20 points lang na answer. Tapos gusto ko lang malaman naman kung ano yung standing nyo, kung A, B, C kayo sa English. Para alam ko kung anong klaseng level yung pagtuturo ko. Tapos what else? Alam ko rin kung ano yung dapat na pag-focusan ninyo. Kasi may mga estudyante na sasabihin na okay ka na magsulat. Mga ganyan.
Yes.
So, okay na kayo magsulat, mag-focus ka na lang sa ganito. Or basahin mo to para mag-improve, may mga ganyan.
Yes.
Tapos week 2, today is our week 1 session. It was supposed to be last week pero minove ko, so okay lang yun. Today is our first day. So today's week 1. Next session is week 2. So we will focus on the listening test. Listening test tayo next session. After that, the next Sunday na naman, reading test naman tayo. So I will be discussing reading test. Then we will have an exam after that. Ganun yung natin. Ganun yung course natin. Tama. Tapos, week 4, writing. So, again, I would be discussing the writing test, mga tips and tricks, and we would be having writing exercises. Okay? Week 5 would be the speaking test. I would be discussing the speaking test. Tapos, it's more than enough. Wala akong speaking exam na separately. Yung week 6, yung may speaking test tayo. Bibigyan ko kayo ng schedule, say 30 minutes each. And we would be discussing kung ano yung pag-uusapan. May speaking test tayo na separately doon sa 30 minutes. And after that, iisa-isahin natin yung mga pinagsusulat nyo. Kasi kailangan ko mag-comment. Tapos, magtatanungan tayo kung ma'am, tatanungin ko kayo, sige, ano yung mga grades nyo? Dapat hinahati-hati nyo na yung mga grades nyo ng listening exam, naka-ready na. Kasi 'di ba? Ano yung grade mo ng listening exam? Tatanungin kita. Anong grade mo ng reading exam? Nag-try ka ulit ba nag-exam ng listening? Nag-improve ka ba? Mga ganyan. So tatanungin kita kung ano yung kung nakikita mo ba yung sarili mo na nag-i-improve or not para alam natin kung ano yung pagkukulang mo at ano na naman yung furthermore na pare-review mo. Kasi tapos na yung klase. So sasabihin ko kailangan mo pa mag-aral. Mga ganyan. Or ready ka na, wag ka na mag-alala. Yun yung mga sasabihin ko na. Sa week 6, ayan, one-on-one speaking test, saka feedback yon. Tapos, i-forward ko na yung separate na other practice exams. Kasi, usually, dati noon, ang ginagawa ko sa one-on-one session, pag sa classroom, I have, the last session, it would be the full session na may speaking, may exam, listening, reading, and writing together. Tapos, separate yung speaking. Pero mas, since it's an online session, you can do your own practice exam. So I'll be forwarding you the real exams, past exams. Kasi may mga collection yan eh. So bibigay ko sa inyo yung mga past exams para yun ang sagutan nyo. Kailangan. Marami, actually ang dami. Hindi kayo magsasawa. Kayo ang magkuhan. Magsasabi, ma'am, tama na. Ay. Kaya ganun. Ito ang email ad ko. Disregard yung WhatsApp ko kasi iba yung gamit kong WhatsApp dito ngayon. So if you have any questions, just WhatsApp me. Yung dun sa number ko dito. Nakalagay naman name ko, no? Jen or Jenny. Hindi ko alam kung ano sinave ng admin. Yung 9257743. Anyway, ako naman yung nagpo-forward ng mga Zoom, mga ganyan. Genesis Rimando yan. Yung mga Zoom, yun yung number ko, okay? Ano bang pangalan ko nakalagay dyan? Sa Jenny siguro.
Genesis?
Oo, yan. Oo. Yan ang WhatsApp ko, okay? So if you have, you can message me privately. Pero if you gusto nyong gulantangin ang buong group, okay lang. Di ba? I think, yeah, it was Leia who called me earlier. O ano, wala si Leia. Kaya nire-record natin. Okay. Ano yung mga books na ifo-forward ko sa inyo? Ano yung mga books? Teka, share natin to. Ito yung ating main reviewer. Nakikita nyo, official Cambridge Guide to IELTS? Class?
Yes.
Can you see that? Okay. Yan ang ating main reviewer. Why did I choose this book? Because Cambridge University Press they're the ones who formulate the IELTS exam. Cambridge University Press. Maraming reviewers like Kaplan, Barons, marami, di ba? Ang dami. Pag gusto mo mag-download. Pero we have to go back to the source. It's better. So kaya ito, if you buy the book itself, it's worth 300 to 400 dirhams. pag pupunta kayo sa mga bookstore sa Kinokuniya. Pero the beauty of internet is you can download illegally.
You can
Naka-record
share.
pa to, naka-record pa to. You can download and a lot of people are sharing. A lot of people are sharing this resource online. So I'm also sharing them to you. For those who have received this, there are audio files included. Kasi may mga, so this it's so it's 400 pages book. So this is how it's divided. It's for academic and general training. So may answers na rin yan. So at least dapat after this session, hopefully during this week, itong sagutan nyo. Masagutan nyo na itong mga getting ready to listen, following a conversation, or if you want, sagutan nyo yan after nung listening listening na session natin. Pero kung you have time na, simulan nyo na. Dapat masagot nyo na yan. First week, ganyan yan. Second week, punta na kayo ng reading. Yan. Dapat ganyan nyo i-divide. Lalo na kung gusto nyo nang mag-exam within 1 week, 1 month, or 1.5, di ba? Pag yun ang target nyo, at least after this session, magsimula na kayo mag-aral nito. Ito. After ng listening session natin, or pwede rin kung mag-delay pa kayo ng kasi sometimes excited na kayo eh. So, mag-aral na. Di ba? Pero pwede kayo mag-delay after ng listening session natin, saka kayo pwedeng sagutan nyo to. Pero now you have time, so sagutan nyo. Then after 1 week, sagutan nyo ito. Di ba? Kahit isang araw, isang chapter. Second day, isang chapter. Mga ganyan. Tapusin nyo na yan, reading. Tapos, writing. Punta lang kayo sa general. Dito lang kayo sa general. Ito. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Tapos, speaking. Yan. Tapos, sagutan nyo na rin yung practice test. After. At least every week, dapat ma-target nyo yan. Yan. Tapos, ito last week. May audio files yan. Na-share ko yung audio files. Kasi we cannot go through them during our sessions. Kulang. If you have questions about sa book, let me know. Pero nandyan yung answer key. It's very basic. It's very important because these are the basic skills that you would need when you want to take the IELTS exam. Yan, mga getting to ready to listen, correct spelling, or writing numbers. Di ba basic skills dan na kailangan nyo i-build up. So it's good that you have to answer this. Kasi may mga, ito halimbawa, may mga pointers, may mga tips rin dyan eh, habang sinasagot ninyo. Ayan, may mga test tip, mga ganyan. Pag binabasa nyo. So try to answer this during, after. Yan. Ito yung mga, kung ito yung number 6, so track number 6 ang papakinggan nyo. Number 7, track number 7. Ano yung mga track na yon? Ito, yung mga audio files. 1, 2, 3. Nakikita nyo ba yan? Tama ba? No, wait, this one. There. So these are the audio files. Okay? Again, another book that I forwarded and supplemental is Cambridge Vocabulary. Cambridge Vocabulary, again, it's by Cambridge Press. So it's vocabulary for IELTS. So if you want to improve your vocabulary, at least try to answer also 1 unit a day. Kung may time kayo, hopefully you have. Diba? 1 unit a day, it's good. You learn a lot of words na. Ganyan. So it has 25 units so this is for 1 month. Kaya yan for 1 month kasi 1 unit a day. Again, there are audio files for that. Again, another book that I forwarded is Cambridge Grammar. So Cambridge Grammar, ayan rin. Meron rin siyang audio file. Kasama yan, ida-download niya eh. Kasi nag-download ako Nagpadala ako ng files through WeTransfer, tapos ida-download nyo sa computer nyo. If you're old school and you have your own printer or you can print in the office, print it out. I suggest. Kasi it's better. Kasi ako rin ayun magbabasa at sumasagot.
I prefer
Print out
hard
nyo.
copy.
Ipa-print nyo. I-print nyo. Diba? Print nyo sa office. Why not?
Yes.
So, grammar, ilang units ito? Ayan. Maganda rin to na pang brush up sa grammar. So, present tense, past tense, 25 units. So, at least every day, if you can answer 1 unit every day, that's also good. Pero kung gusto niyo na 2 months na preparation, just divide this into 2 months. Ganyan. Na laktaw-laktawan ang pagsagot. Doon nyo na lang i-divide. Kasi depende kung after 1 month ang target nyo, so I suggest na everyday sumasagot kayo nito. Kung after 2 months ang target nyo, I suggest na laktawan. Nasagot kayo ng isang unit, na ganyan. Another thing na I recommend na supplement is common mistakes. Napadala ko rin to, or ipapadala ko rin. Napadala ko rin to. Ayan, common mistakes in IELTS Advanced. This is also quite good. So I hope you have the time also to check this. Pwedeng ito ang unahin nyo kaysa yung grammar. Kasi maganda rin to. Articles, mga ganyan. When do I use when, if, and whether. At least ito yung mga common mistakes sa grammar. Pwedeng itong unahin nyo kaysa yung isang grammar. Pwede rin. Mas okay to. Pero maganda na masagot nyo yung lahat. Then, ano pa? So, if you want to register for IELTS, just go to the British Council website and you can register there and pay online. This is the website where you can download a lot of books, but some of them are blocked. So, but you can download. Pero, ang problema kasi sa dami nang nada-download, hindi mo na alam kung saan kayo magfo-focus. So, that's why I've already given you na dito kayo mag-focus kasi maganda tong material na to. Okay? Pero if you want more later, you can get from here. IELTS Liz, she's also good. She has a YouTube website. Kung ang learning style nyo is you're better with watching videos, try also to go to IELTS Liz on YouTube. But she also has her own website. Marami rin siyang mga tips and tricks doon. Just to supplement. What else? Mali to ah. Yeah, so far that's it. So wait. Lisin natin ang stop recording. Okay.